Make plans now to come see Minnesota's radio station at the Great Minnesota Get-Together. News Talk 830 WCCO. Look for us. We're going to look for you. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
Which are you more outraged about? Is it that Omar Fateh was busted twice for texting while driving, or is it that the self-proclaimed Democratic Socialist drives a BMW? The texting while driving his BMW mayoral candidate. It's one of those days that you wish we had like a New York Post tabloid, because the headline on the front page would be so delicious. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. It's Jason. Laura's keeping us up to date on the news. Dan is here. I think the discourse that's been happening since it was revealed that Omar Fateh was busted twice for texting while driving, and you heard that in Laura's newscast. People have been grabbing onto the fact that he was driving a BMW, as if you can't be a socialist and drive a nice car. I think about this a lot because I am self-conscious when I drive my wife's car. There's something about cars that it signals something about you, or that I worry that it signals something about me. The preposterous thing about people ripping on Omar Fateh for driving a BMW is that BMWs are no more expensive necessarily than any other car right now. It's pretty normal for a new car to be $50,000 or more. Rochelle mentioned the BMW. Rochelle Olson from the Star Tribune in her Cheers and Jeers column today mentioned that he was pulled over while driving a BMW. And, you know, Andy Brem, who is a conservative who writes opinion pieces for the Star Tribune. I like Andy Brem. He's been on this show. But to act like it's some sort of like la-ti-da that somebody is driving a 2003 BMW X3 is just so stupid. It's so ridiculous. And also, if I were Omar Fateh showing up to a campaign appearance, I don't know that I want to be driving the BMW. 651-461-9226. The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, didn't miss his chance, where he posted on X today, seems like a good day to tell you about my car.
I drive a 2003 Honda Element. Now, this car has been through a lot. It notably is a car that you can hose out because most of it is either plastic or rubber.
Okay. I mean, this is next level trolling. And, you know, I'm entertained by it. I'm not going to lie. Now, I do think the fact that Fateh was busted twice for texting while driving is, I don't know. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. And, you know, I guess I'd love to hear from him like, hey, I've learned my lesson. I don't do that anymore. I know it's dangerous, whatever. But I got to say, I couldn't give a rip that the guy, you're allowed to espouse socialist views and want rent control and want free health care, and drive a BMW, aren't you? Like, is this a real thing that people are like, well, I don't think socialists are espousing that we should have bread lines and we should all be poor, are they? Jason, I'm a capitalist, says a texter, and I drive a minivan that's 11 years old and has 180,000 miles on it. Another texter, Jason, you don't have to feel bad for driving your Porsche. Let the haters hate. Am I dumb to be a little self-conscious when I'm driving? And even now, I'm so self-conscious about it. I'm telling you all, it's Alyssa's car, not mine. But her car is great. It was not much more expensive than a new Toyota or Honda would be. There's something about cars. There's something about the kind of car that you drive that sends a message, right? I don't know. I think sometimes like our attitude about this is really screwed up. It's a little screwed up. Texture, oh geez, if he drives a BMW, that says everything we need to know. Never met a truly nice person that had a BMW. Every BMW driver thinks they are above the law. I bet he has black plates too. See what I mean? Like there's just so much baggage that goes into what car you're driving. Kevin's in Anoka. Kevin, can a socialist drive a BMW?
I don't think they should be able to drive anything. I think they should be exactly like Mussolini was at the end of World War II. He's admitted he's a socialist. He wants to destroy our way of life. Why is he allowed to exist in this country?
Well, like we're allowed to exist with different viewpoints, aren't we? Like, do you have
Not
to be
not if your viewpoint is to destroy American democracy.
Well, I think there's a difference between democracy, capitalism, and this sort of modern, very left-wing view of socialism. I don't think it's destroying democracy. To me, there's a difference between democracy and capitalism. I'm pro-capitalism. I'm pro-democracy. But I think you can be pro-democracy and also anti-capitalism, don't you?
No.
Why not?
You're for capitalism and for the republic. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic.
Right.
And if you're a socialist, that means you want to take over all the private government, turn everything into a government operation.
No. That's not. That's
Look at the tenets of socialism.
Well, this is democratic socialism. It is.
Democratic socialism is like saying we want to execute you, but we're only going to do it quickly.
Oh, Kevin, thank you. I think a lot of people think what Kevin is saying. There are times that I will let people share their opinion, and you can have your opinion, but you can't just make up what this version of socialism is. It is not government takeover of private industry. Our country always has had some government takeover. Like, for example, I am uncomfortable with local governments having municipal liquor stores and municipal cannabis stores. I feel like that is not in the spirit of of capitalism. That said, government-run munis, it is within the spirit of democracy, right? Elected officials voted to do it this way, and that's democracy. So these things are not mutually exclusive. I have a 7 Series. Suck it, haters. Like, I guess I've been working towards this, Dan, and you always give me a little pushback on this. And in my time here at radio,
yeah,
I've been trying to get more comfortable in living my life the way I want to and not being so worried about what other people think about me.
Yes.
But it's hard for me to get that out of my system.
Yes. No, look,
I'm working on it.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think
the car thing is like the last thing that's sort of hung up.
What you're getting at is something that we all struggle with to some degree or another, which is, how do we identify ourselves? Who are we individually, or what markers make us who we are? and how do other people perceive that identity. And so if somebody sees you getting out of a Mercedes and they perceive you as, oh, that guy's got a lot of money, Maple Grove, Mercedes, you don't feel like that's an accurate characterization of your identity. The question then becomes, why do you care what that person thinks?
Right.
And how much should we care about what other people think about, the way we live our lives?
Yeah.
You're not ostentatious by any stretch of the imagination. You enjoy you enjoy some fine things,
Yes.
but we all do to some degree or another. It's just where our interests lie. And yeah, the pushing back that I get at you is, what do you don't care about what they think.
I shouldn't.
Let them play into it. Be the guy. They want to judge you for that. Be even more.
Like, I'm kind of embracing the courtside seat situation.
Sure. That was great.
So a texter asks a question that I'll answer after the break, which is, how can you be a socialist and at the same time be able to afford an expensive car? It's a good question. We'll talk about it when we come back. Do you care? Do you care about this? I think we should be more upset about the texting and driving twice. Texting and driving once, we've all done it. Most of us have done it. Don't text me with, I never did it. Most of us have done it. Doing it twice, getting ticketed for it twice, that borders on reckless to me. Maybe it is straight up reckless to you. 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm pretty sure the last time Chris Lindahl showed me a house, he was driving a GMC. Just if that matters to you, I'm just saying. He's a Mankato kid. Went to Mankato State, MSU Mankato. No. Chris Lindahl, a great dude, a friend of mine, and a real innovator when it comes to the guaranteed cash offer. It's Jason here for Chris. And I want you, and I sent myself a voice text while I was driving today. How about that, Dan Cook? I'm no texter and driver. And the voice text
Didn't
said,
you have to hit a button to start the recording?
No, you just say, hey, Siri.
Oh.
Cash for your house today, fresh start tomorrow. That's what his billboard said as I was headed into downtown. And I thought that is pretty cool. That is part of why so many people are saying yes to the guaranteed cash offer right now, because you get there fast. Chris told me that he can get to the finish line in selling your house in as little as 2 days. 2 days. That is unbelievable. Find out how much your home is really worth for free. Go to chrislindahl.com. Get a guaranteed cash offer. Say yes and start that fresh path to a new beginning.
Heading out for the weekend? Lucky you.
Don't forget to stop at Thielen Meats of Pierce for some melt-in-your-mouth moments.
High quality beef.
Fresh and smoked sausages and brats.
Home smoked bacon.
All natural chicken.
A great selection of fish and seafood.
Visit us at thielenmeats.com.
We've got the cuts that'll make your meal.
Call to order ahead and pick up on your way to the lake.
You'll be the hit of the party.
No meal's complete without Thielen Meats
of Pierce.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain. It's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 612-324-5450. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 612-324-5450. 612-324-5450.
Don't miss the savings during Runnings Gift Card Bonanza. Shop in-store and online August 12th and 13th. Get a $10 gift card when you spend $100. Get a $25 gift card when you spend $200. And a $75 gift card when you spend $500. The more you spend pre-tax, the more you earn, in-store and online. Don't miss the gift card bonanza at your local Running store. Shop any of our 90 locations or online anytime at runnings.com. Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always, and I mean always, on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, so I do think that our mental images of how much cars cost and how fancy they are is sort of preposterous. 2023 BMW X3 is the car that Omar Fateh was pulled over in. And Andy Brem, who sort of made a social media post about this, was suggesting, how does a guy who's a part-time legislator making $50,000 a year afford such a fancy car? And I would say, like, the answer is in your question. He's a part-time legislator. He has another job. And also, today, if you wanted to buy a 2023 BMW X3, I'm seeing them listed online right between $30,000 and $40,000. Now, Dan, say you wanted a brand new BMW.
Sure.
Now, I don't have a car dealer endorsement, so I'm just looking this up.
Hey, car dealers.
I mean, I would love...
Give us a call.
I would love to be in a BMW X3. I'd love to be...
As long as nobody was looking at you in the BMW X3 or saw you getting out of it.
But then I'd be fine. Like, now we're... Well, I'm trying to get over this issue. You're trying to help.
I'm trying to needle you over it.
How dare you?
How dare I?
You can lease. I don't know. Have people heard of leasing or financing? Now, I read that the average car payment in America right now is getting close to $1,000 a month. Because people are, frankly, you don't have a lot of choice. There are not a lot of cars in that $25,000 to $35,000. Also, like, we are a little spoiled, right? Like, we want all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
So that's part of it too. But it looks like if you put $5,500 down, you can lease for $599 a month. Is that a rich man car? Not really. It's probably similar.
I mean, it's at least upper middle class.
Oh yeah. But does it say, like, can somebody who has one part-time job that pays $50,000? And I mean,
no. Sort
of insinuating that, like, there's some sort of scandal here. Give me a break.
Kind of, yeah, there's a nefarious
I don't like that
implication there. That's not cool.
Texters, if your car defines your self-worth, then you need better people in your life that don't define you by image.
That's a better way of saying what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So I think most of us who worry about these sorts of things do not think that one element defines our image. But also, let's not kid ourselves. When I tell you a random person pulls up to your office on the first day driving a brand new BMW, and another new employee pulls up on the first day driving a brand new Ford F-150, you immediately are going to assign some first impression points to BMW guy versus F-150 guy, even though the MSRP of these vehicles are probably pretty close. The F-150 might be more expensive depending on
the bells and whistles, sure.
So I think we are a little too precious sometimes in acting like we're above assigning these sorts of judgments, because we do. And I think the car is the biggest way that we do it. I'm not saying it's right. I am saying that, like, I should get over it. I should proudly pull up in Alyssa's car and stop saying. But it is sort of, I think it's interesting the way we assign these sort of brand characteristics to cars and then transfer it to the driver. And we also are totally screwed up about this because, as a texter says, people sneer at me when I drive a BMW, but not when I drive a Suburban. And the Suburban is worth much more. Texter, got my BMW X5 plug-in hybrid for $500 a month. Not a lease. Am I not a socialist anymore?
I mean, it is a hybrid, not fully electric, so.
It is delicious. The reason I brought it up is because it is unquestionably delicious. When you have a guy who is running as a Democratic Socialist and he's driving a BMW, like, it's just, you know, it is what it is. 3:30. Let's take a break in just a minute. Dan is geeking out.
Yeah.
And Dan is geeking out over, well, this
is next level.
It's really geeky.
Yeah.
You get your opportunity. If you want to hear more, you get to hear more. You give him the green light. If you want to gong it, you give him the gong. 651-461-9226. Dan geeks out. You decide if you like it or you don't. Next.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
What if WCCO had been there during the most epic events in ancient history?
Oh, Adam, I really think you should take a bite of this.
But Eve, isn't this from the...
Shh, eat.
Breaking news. Sources have confirmed eating the forbidden fruit is definitely forbidden. Another top story we're covering, the forecast today looks perfect. High 75 with a 100% chance of exile.
If it mattered, WCCO was probably already covering it. History has always happened here. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer all questions and get your free ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So, better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple, snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those Sleep Night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies help me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINNELEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by American Cancer Society. You got a crash with injuries, 94 westbound, make way toward 494 up in the area of Maple Grove. Right 2 lanes are currently closed with the emergency vehicles on the scene. Your slowdowns begin back at 169. We'll continue on the slow side, actually, heading over to 610. 694 jammed up both directions between 252 and 35W. If you're traveling south 169, things are jamming up past Pioneer Trail. American Cancer Society is making strides against breast cancer by walking in celebration of courage and hope. Are you ready to join the largest and most impactful breast cancer movement in the country? Join today by signing up at makingstrideswalk.org. Ray Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert Gerber's more fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Normal. And don't forget a hearty sense of chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerber.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Herbert and Gerbert, they bring us, both of them, great guys, great sandwiches. Here comes the weather from Chris Schaefer.
Expect some heavy rain and isolated thunderstorms tonight that will roll through mainly while we're sleeping. 72 the overnight low. Clouds early. We'll see more sunshine as the day progresses tomorrow with a high up around 85. You'll like that it won't be as humid. Sunday, partly cloudy, 86. We'll stay in the mid to upper 80s for highs into next week.
Cloudy out there, hot and humid, 88 degrees here on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
I like it fast. I like it.
You like to clip along.
Let it rip.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Start the clock. Dan Cook now has 3 minutes to geek out on something. And you get to text in with a vote on whether it's halfway interesting or if the topic should never again be brought up in public. Again. Let's set things up for this edition of Dan Geeks Out.
Dan Geeks Out.
Yeah.
You are ready to go.
I'm fired up for this one.
You have been geeking out about this topic for much of the week.
Yes.
And we need you to vote at 651-461-9226 or in the comment section on YouTube, WCCO Radio, Facebook, or X. Green light or gong. Dan gets 3 minutes to geek out. What can you give us a little setup? What are we geeking out about?
We're going to nerd out over nerding out.
Oof.
How about that? Is that meta or what?
This
great.
This sounds
So now why you gotta
highly gong.
quit putting your thumb on the scale and try to convince the
gong
listeners?
potential.
You don't
Green light or gong. Start the clock. Here we go.
All right. So what do I mean nerding out over nerding out? I mean that whatever it is in your life, some small, maybe insignificant thing that doesn't really matter to other people, but you derive a lot of joy from, do not be afraid to take a deep dive into that subject. And one of the best places to do a deep dive into that subject is through the medium of podcasts.
Oh, no.
I've got 2 for you today.
No.
What am I talking about?
Podcast.
One of which I'm a big fan of Christmas Carol, the story, classic Charles Dickens tale. I found a podcast last year called Scrooge, A Christmas Carol Podcast. It's done by a guy named Colin Murr. You'd love him, by the way, Jason, because he's a big game show geek.
But
Kind of like you, another thing that you geek out over.
Yeah, that's true.
So what he did is he started this podcast where each episode would go through all the different television and film adaptations of the classic Christmas Carol.
Okay.
And talk about how those films or TVs either were faithful to the source material or not as faithful to the source material, what they did well, what they didn't do well.
Okay.
He even had like this mathematical algorithm system to rank each film or television version of the book. It's just brilliant. It's just awesome. It's so cool if you're geeking out over Christmas Carol. Now over the summer, he's been playing clips from a open source audiobook version of the book, but it's like an annotated thing, right? So he'll let the thing play for a little bit, then he'll stop and he'll explain to you what's going on, how it relates to the story. And he'll tell you like vernacular and idiomatic phrases from the time that it was written and explain what those are all about. Oh man, it is so cool. It is it's Scrooge, A Christmas Carol Podcast. If you're a fan of the story at all, go check that out. It's awesome.
Okay.
Now, I just found this other one last week, and it's called Witness Titanic. Now, if you're a Titanic fan, there's a guy named...
the votes are coming in. Votes are coming in. It's 651-461-9226. Here's gone.
Oh,
here's another gone. Here's a green light.
There we go. Give me the green light.
All right.
All right. So Witness Titanic is by a guy named James Penka, who works for RMS Titanic Inc., which is the company that owns the salvage rights to the Titanic. But what he's done is gone back to the original 1912 inquiry held by the U.S. Senate, and he's taken testimony from that. And each episode is one of the people that testified. And so he talks about who they were, their relationship to the ship, what they said at the inquiry, whether it was maybe a little hyperbolic, maybe they were fudging the truth a little bit, and he just breaks that all down and then tells you what happens in the rest of this person's life going forward. So again, if you're fascinated with the story of the Titanic, go check it out. Witness Titanic is the name of the podcast. Scrooge, A Christmas Carol Podcast, and Witness Titanic, a podcast. Awesome stuff. But if you don't like those subjects, that's fine. You don't have to geek out over those subjects. But I'm telling you, there's a podcast out there that's a niche product just for you.
So many
and the stuff that
so
brings
many
you joy,
happening.
and you can nerd out over it.
And I believe this is maybe one of the worst performances you've had.
What's hilarious about that is that I broke this down for our boss before he left today, and he thought I wasn't going to get a single gong. He thought people were going to be all over
Gong.
me.
He probably still has his Christmas tree.
That's true, actually. I do have a little Christmas tree. It's up all year round.
We do. We have a couple green lights.
Thank you. Again, you don't have to nerd out over the stuff that I nerd out over. The point is, whatever it is you nerd out over, there's something out there for you. Don't let the haters keep you down. Don't let the people sending in gongs get you down.
Amazing
Just
what
enjoy.
people can deep dive into.
Oh, it's incredible.
Keep going.
Yes.
Green light.
Thank you.
Your defenders are coming in.
The people with taste.
I find generally when people
come on.
Generally when people are talking about their favorite podcast,
yeah,
I hate it. It's like you the way you react to people talking about their fantasy football team.
Oh,
that's sort of how I feel. Because if I would like you to tell me a great well, you know what? Actually,
Okay, now this is the part of the show where Jason immediately contradicts his opinion with a completely diametrically opposed opinion.
For a second, I was going to say, I want you to tell me about the podcast that you're listening to and enjoying, because maybe I'll listen to that podcast.
Yeah, but you just said.
I'm not listening to podcasts. I'm out on podcasts. I don't like podcasts. When I get
what
in
do
the
you
car,
hate more, little free libraries or podcasts?
Why do we have to have all these podcasts?
Because people like me love to nerd out and get way deep into a topic.
Read a book.
I do. And I listen to podcasts in a podcast that's about a book.
It's too much. It's just too much. We don't need all of this commentary about everything. There is a very small number of people who should be giving commentary on things that are going on in the world each day.
No, we don't.
And it's talk show hosts.
We don't. Okay.
It's AM radio talk show.
Okay,
hosts.
now we've gotten to what's really bugging you about this.
We do not need all the
You
podcasts.
think these people are intruding onto your territory. That's what you're upset about. Okay.
I have
Let's
worked
just be
my
clear.
whole life to have a show where I can talk about stuff, and I got losers in their basement talking about the Christmas Carol.
It's a brilliant piece of literature. It's been made into so many great movies.
How
and
about the
television
college
shows.
professors that learned, oh my goodness, the Scrooge Christmas Carol podcast has commented.
There you go. I might have tipped him off that I was giving him a plug.
Love the shout out.
It's a great podcast if you love the Christmas Carol, right? If you're like me and you're somebody who grew up with the Muppet Christmas Carol and thought that was hilarious, and then, experienced the 1951 version of the movie starring Alistair Sim, which is the classic rendition of the story, and then got into every other edition of it. Well, now here's somebody who's geeking out over it with you and can go in and explain all the things.
There's so many of these. Like, I'm trying to find this so I can put it up on the screen. And
awesome.
There's so many of these Scrooge or Christmas Carol podcasts. We'll put it up in the break.
Okay.
So other people can enjoy.
There you go.
But I generally think people should listen to my podcast, and that's it.
Well, I'm here helping you make the podcast, so I got to listen to something else.
I don't understand why people gong Dan, says a text.
Thank you. I don't either.
It's always something I didn't know about and can learn a great deal.
This is my point.
Dan, don't worry, says a 612er. Consider the source of somebody that has to tell all of us how delicious pork is.
That's fantastic. Thank you, listener, for doing a better show at home. Look, remember the point.
Too many podcasts.
The point here is nobody's telling you got to listen to all of them. Find the thing that brings you joy. Find the thing that interests you. Find the thing that you want to know more about.
Joy.
All right, and that's great. But you can't just go home and listen to yourself all day. Well, you can. You can. No, what am I saying? You're right. You can. But my point is, for other people, whatever it is that brings you joy, whatever it is you want to learn more about, there's a podcast that will do a deep dive into it. And you should not be afraid in any way, shape, or form to dive into that and geek out and nerd out over it, because it's just awesome.
Dan Cook, Geeks Out.
That's right.
Dan, thank you.
My pleasure, Jason.
Don't forget to sign up for our podcast. I do a podcast about food called DeRusha Eats. That's a good one.
It's a great one. I hear the producer's fabulous.
And every segment of this show is uploaded. Seriously, Jason, I've listened to you. Ask me to go listen to somebody else's podcast.
That was one small flaw in this topic, but
that's funny.
Don't go now.
Don't go now.
But at 6 o'clock, then go listen to all the podcasts.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. We'll break. When we come back, shocking data. Shocking to me. Gen Z, the percentage of Gen Zers that are bringing a parent to a job interview, I cannot believe this is really happening. We'll talk about it when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Get in touch with Metro Plumbing for all your spring and summer plumbing needs. Find out more at metroheating.com.
You can do this. Why? Because no one cares more about your money than you. Right now, many have concerns about their retirement, their investments. Are these mutual funds a poor investment? Did you know that with the average fees of 2%, you could be missing out on upwards of half of your potential retirement dollars? That's pretty high for management, especially when 75% of these funds underperform the market. At Trading Academy, our mission is to empower you to take control of your investments. Text investing to 210-210. Take control of your financial future. Maybe it's to just have a better conversation with your broker. Sign up for a free investing class, local classrooms, one-on-one mentoring, how to protect your investments against inflation. Text investing to 210-210 or go to learnwithota.com.
Advantage Seamless Gutters is now Advantage Home Pros. New look, same pros. Still locally owned and now taking care of all your gutter and roofing needs. Don't spend your weekends on a ladder cleaning your gutters when you could be spending time with family and planning that summer trip. Trust your local gutter pros, Advantage Home Pros. Now your local custom roofing pros. With the highest quality workmanship and materials, our trained, knowledgeable local pros can handle it all. Trust the pros. AdvantageHomePros.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
We can find an accident with injuries has been taken care of. 94 westbound near 494 in Maple Grove. Right two lanes have been reopened. Still slow, though, as you come away from 169 heading up to Weaver Lake Road. Crash now working on 694 eastbound as you make way past 35W. It has the left lane currently closed right now with emergency vehicles arriving on the scene yet. Traffic is jammed and crammed as you come away from before 35W. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Weather brought to you by the Canopy Group. It is hot right now. It's going to be hot over the next couple of days. Tonight, rain and thunderstorms possible overnight, low of 72. Twins game should be fine. Hot, though. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, a little less humid, high of 85. Sunday, 86. Right now, I was checking temperatures around the area. Brainerd, you're at about 85. Mankato, 86. You're on CCO.
Text in, call up, discuss. Now, the CCO talk and text line, 651-461-9226.
Yeah, chick, I could be a fantasy. I could tell you got big energy. It ain't too many of them that can handle
I cannot imagine a more embarrassing moment in my life than if I were to bring my mother to a job interview. It is inconceivable to me that I would ever do such a thing. And yet, a July 2025 survey from Resume Templates found that 77% of Gen Z respondents admitted to bringing a parent to a job interview. Are you guys okay? And by you guys, I'm not talking about Gen Z. I'm talking about the parents. What in the hell is wrong with you? If your kid says, hey, I have a job interview, would you come with me? If your answer is not, huh? Like, what is wrong with you? The logical response to 77% of Gen Zers bringing a parent to an interview is to say, Gen Z, get your act together. But I would say, like, how are parents enabling this sort of nonsense behavior? And how did people not teach their kids to have a little bit of independence, to go out there and fail on their own if they're going to fail? That's not even the worst part. 53% said their parent had spoken with a hiring manager on their behalf. Now,
come on.
If that is a, like, talking to a friend, let me give you the best possible view on this.
Okay.
If you're, like, giving a recommendation to a friend on behalf of your kid, I think that is okay. 73% of Gen Zers who responded to this poll say they've had their parents help complete work assignments. 45% reported regularly having a parent talk to their current manager. What is happening? Where did we all, like, lose the plot on this deal?
That's a great question. We were talking before the show. I remember back being, 16, 17 years old, whatever it was, applying for a job at the local Burger King. And even in that scenario, I didn't have a parent there with me. I mean, they might have dropped me off, but yeah, I just went in and applied for the job and talked to the manager and, got a job.
At a certain point, we have to stop blaming the pandemic and the COVID era.
Yes.
For this sort of childlike, awkward, weird, antisocial, anti-grown-up behavior. And again, it's the parents' fault. I think it's the parents' fault. Maybe you disagree, but I think it's the parents' fault. There is no way that my kids are Gen Zers, right?
Yes.
17 and 20. There's no way I would go to a job interview with them. And if they ask me to talk to their boss, well, I'll tell you this. I can't even imagine a circumstance when my kids would ask me to do that because it's so weird. I don't know. I'd love to hear from somebody if they've done this. Texter happened last week. We still hired him. Very funny. Stepdad was nice.
Oh, speaking of trying to put a good spin on, another texter says maybe they're referring to having to get a ride to the interview. I hope that that's what it is.
That would be fine. And there is another survey.
That certainly doesn't seem to be the
that would be fine.
Yes.
Another texter says maybe it's in the parents' interest to get the kids kind of moving along. Well,
okay, fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain point if those kids are still in your basement, you're like, yeah, I'll take you to the job interview. If it's just a ride, all right. Now, another survey of hiring managers, only 11% witnessed Gen Z candidates bringing a parent to an interview. So we have sort of widely varying numbers, but like, come on, man. You can do it, kids. You don't need mom and dad. Frankly, Gen Zers probably can do it better than most moms and dads, right? Card DeSharks, we're going to play that at 4 o'clock. It's Friday on CCO.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
One call, that's all. It's Chris Lindahl, and that's my promise to you. When you call us about getting a guaranteed cash offer on a house, you take a huge step toward getting a fresh start in life. Make the call today at 763-401-SOLD or go to chrislindahl.com.
We are Minnesota. We are News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Streaming live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump says he will be meeting soon with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We'll be announcing a location in maybe a little while, and I think he'll be very happy. We'll see what happens.
Today was the deadline Trump set for Putin to agree to a deal on ending the war in Ukraine. Trump hosted the presidents of Armenia and Azerbaijan at the White House. He says after decades, they've agreed to stop fighting.
There's nothing to compete with this in terms of what we're doing today. It's just such a great achievement for these two. Really, they'll go down as great leaders for what they did.
President Trump has reportedly directed the Pentagon to begin using military forces against drug cartels deemed terrorist organizations. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
Just yesterday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in an interview separately that the designation of drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, which we saw earlier this year, allows the United States to tap its intelligence agencies and the Department of Defense.
There has been international condemnation of Israel's decision to take control of Gaza City, but even within Israel itself, as Deborah Patta reports.
Critics say it disregards pleas from the families, IDF warnings, public sentiment, and lessons from past failures.
An appeals court today tossed out a judge's contempt finding against the administration in the deportations of immigrants to an El Salvador prison. The Justice Department has expanded its investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James in the civil fraud investigation of the president. Legal analyst Laurie Levinson.
It is pretty unprecedented to go after a prosecutor for doing what prosecutors are supposed to do.
An advocacy group is suing the Justice Department and FBI for records on their handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. Democracy Forward wants senior administration officials' communications about Epstein documents and any correspondence between Epstein and President Trump. Astronaut Jim Lovell has died. Our Peter King has a look back at his career.
Jim Lovell was the first man to fly in space 4 times, and on April 13th, 1970, these words from Apollo 13 became his most famous. An oxygen tank had exploded on the way to the moon.
O2 quantity number 2 is 0.
Somehow, in a crippled command module, the crew had to swing around the moon safely to get home. Their lunar module became a lifeboat. Lovell spoke about it in this 2015 CBS News interview.
The odds of us coming back were about 10%.
Lovell was 97. On Wall Street today, the NASDAQ ended the week at a record high. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, humid, 89 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. The DFL endorsed candidate for Minneapolis mayor is under fire today for violating the state's hands-free law twice within a year. According to court records obtained by the Minnesota Star Tribune's Rochelle Olson, State Senator Omar Fateh was pulled over last August near Mankato and again in Golden Valley in January for driving with his phone in his hand. In both instances, Olson tells WCCO's Chad Hartman that Fateh told the officers he was looking at his GPS.
There's been campaigns telling people not to text and drive, not to talk and drive, that you have to be hands-free when you're driving. I would think a state senator would be well aware of that.
Fateh did pay fines in both cases. We have reached out to Fateh's campaign for comment, but have not heard back. A giant 35-foot deep sinkhole on West 7th Street near downtown St. Paul continues to cause major headaches, with a fix now taking longer than originally thought.
It's meant major detours for drivers and bus commuters and has impacted foot traffic and parking for local businesses like Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub, where Kathy Gosper is general manager.
It's confusing because it says road closed. Well, there's still parking, but they're confused. Or if they're coming from that way, they don't know how to maneuver with the way the streets are here. And now they've changed even more downtown. So it's very frustrating.
And now even locals say they're fed up.
I wish they would understand that either they don't turn off all the left-hand turns, like on 7th, or they put temporary left-hand turn signals in so that people can continue to keep the flow of traffic.
Many are eager for the city to complete repairs and reopen the road. In St. Paul, I'm Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And St. Paul Public Works officials tell WCCO Radio they are working with businesses to keep them updated on the progress, and that right now there is no set timeline for when that work will be finished. A $500,000 federal grant for hemp research is headed to Minnesota. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar helped secure the funding for the state's $445 million industrial hemp industry.
Once you grow it, how do you process it so it can be turned into clothes or automotive parts or concrete?
Klobuchar says fibers from industrial hemp can be used for in everything from concrete to auto parts, and that research will help further those industries. Another $500,000 in the recently passed agriculture funding bill will go toward research on a harmful fungi that has resulted in devastating crop losses for Minnesota farmers. The Vikings strap on the pads and helmets against an opponent for the first time this season tomorrow when they host the Houston Texans at U.S. Bank Stadium. It's only an exhibition game, but head coach Kevin O'Connell says the goals are still the same.
You know, anytime you line it up, you want to go try to put your best foot forward to win a game, and looking forward to seeing our football philosophy that we've been trying to instill in our team and our players are taking ownership of. Looking forward to seeing that come to life Saturday, opening up U.S. Bank Stadium, which will be phenomenal.
And he says quarterback J.J. McCarthy will play tomorrow. He missed all of last year with a knee injury. WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working on eastbound 694 past 35W. Left lane shut down. Traffic-wise, it's a slow ride as you come away from East River Road, heading out toward Lexington. North 169 as you make way toward County Road 81. Possible crash working. It's already jammed up through the stretch, heading up to 610. West 94, some slowing. Hemlock Lane to Weaver Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn-McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
One more round of showers and thunderstorms will be moving across the state overnight tonight ahead of a cold front. 72 the overnight low. Clouds will be clearing out throughout the day tomorrow. 85 the high and less humid, so getting much more comfortable. Sunday looks pretty great, partly cloudy with a high of 86.
Mostly cloudy right now, 89 degrees technically, but our dew point is set 75, making it feel like 99 this hour. I'm Laura Oakes, News Talk 830 WCCO.
News, talk, weather, traffic, sports. Hey, we're the super target of radio. You get it all here. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
Let's go. It's time to play our game, Card DeSharks. I need contestants. Who wants to play to win $50 at any of the Jester Concepts restaurants? Parlor, PS Steak. 651-461-9226. Two people who want to play Minnesota's fastest growing afternoon card related game. Laura's here, ready to go. Your offspring is going to be with us at 4:30.
He is. I guess he didn't want to actually come to the station to see his mother today.
Is he in trouble with you?
He's not in trouble.
No.
He might have a case of the Fridays and the working from home Fridays today.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. No. And with the heat today, it's not pleasant. But what happened? Wasn't there a heat alert or?
There was a heat advisory, but I don't see it popping up on the National Weather Service page anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, which sort of I don't know. You know how I feel about the heat advisory.
What? How?
Just go outside. Like, what do we need an advisory for?
We know
like all the other advisories I like. This advisory seems ridiculous. And all the TV stations, I did put a poll out on X today because all the TV stations, they have their alert going.
Yes.
So because we don't have enough alerts. But which of these alerts do you have a favorite? Do you have a number one alert?
Okay.
Forecast first alert, next weather alert, or weather impact alert? Which is your favorite of the alerts? They're all pretty good.
The one that pops into my mind, first of all, is the next weather
weather alert. Yeah.
But they're all the same.
Dan has a favorite alert.
Are you going to play a thing or am I going to say it?
No, you can say
it. Okay. The life alert.
The life alert.
Life alert?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I've fallen down and I can't get up.
Oh, that one where you wear the little necklace.
That's a good alert.
Yes.
Weather impact alerts. Currently, the next weather alert is in the lead on my poll.
Yeah. And which station is that one?
I think that's Channel 4.
Okay.
Channel 9 is the only one without an alert, as far as I can tell. And I bet they're jealous. I'm sure they wish they had one. We have two contestants ready to go. Winner gets $50 to Jester Concepts. It's time to play Card DeSharks. Hang on.
When the turtle stops spinning in the computer. Yeah, there we go.
Card DeSharks Friday is here just for you. A battle royale played only between two. You could be the one if your luck's really good. Just don't mow before 7 if you're in Jason's hood on Card DeSharks.
Before 7 a.m., somebody was mowing?
7:15, someone was mowing in my neighborhood this week. It was a commercial landscaper.
Okay.
Still, though.
Got to get the work done.
I think it was too early. Kristen Olson, nice work on the poem. Let's say hi to Jody in Roseville. Jody, thanks for calling and playing. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. How's life in Roseville?
Roseville is good.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why I'm so hot right now. I just realized the car seat heats are on.
Oh, I did that recently too. Isn't that crazy? You start pressing buttons and then your butt's getting hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have on your car, do you have the seat cooler? Some cars have a lot of cars have the seat warmer. I feel like that's almost a necessity in Minnesota, the butt warmer.
Yeah.
But the butt
I
cooler?
feel like if I win today, I'm going to buy the butt cooler
There you go.
for my car.
I like that.
Menopausal women everywhere will buy the butt cooler. We all need it.
Do they make that for the bed? I feel like some sort of mattress pad, the butt cooler.
They don't need pad. I've seen a thing that has like almost a mini air conditioner with a hose that goes up right over the bed
Like
itself.
as a mattress
It
pad?
blows. No, not as a pad.
over
It's
the
a little hose
bed?
that just blows in.
A
Right
little
your feet.
mister.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nice.
Take it.
I don't love the car butt cooler because it sort of makes you feel like you wet your pants. It's just like there's just a weird sensation
Kind
where
of clammy.
yeah, I had that on. And I'm like,
Is that
am I?
Is that a common concern for you, or what's it?
Do you have a butt cooler?
I do have a butt cooler.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was
That's
such a
how
thing.
fancy I
You
am.
are fancy.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
either you wet your pants or you sweat your pants.
That's
you
right.
got one or the other.
Gotta pick a side. That's a life lesson right there. Jody, you're playing against Kellen in Minneapolis. Hi, Kellen.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Butt warmer or butt cooler? Do you have either of those in your car?
No.
Yeah. That's the life. That's when you're living the luxury life. When you
No
got.
kidding.
I find the butt cooler a little strange.
I need to try out your butt cooler.
All right, you can come to the
Yeah,
car.
I would like that.
Will be a liner in about 3, 2.
Oh, very funny. Jody and Kellen, here's how we play. We start with a survey of 100 people. The first question will go to Jody. She will give a number between 0 and 100. Kellen will say higher or lower. Whoever's right gets control of the board. Laura has dealt the cards out, so we're ready to play. And the first question goes to you, Jody.
All right.
I'm glad you've turned off the seat warmer. We asked 100 people, do you think pineapple belongs on pizza?
Oh, go. Should be 0.
Yeah.
But
How many
okay.
How many people said yes? You're a no on pineapple on pizza, huh?
I am not a pineapple on pizza person. So, tell you what, I'm going to go split even on this and say 51% of the people said no.
All right. So that would be 49 say yes, correct? All right. 49 people say yes, pineapple goes on pizza. Kellen, Jody made it tough for you by going almost right up the middle. What are you a pineapple on pizza person, Kellen?
No, I am not.
Yeah. Why is it okay to put sausage and mushrooms and onions and green peppers? What's the big whoop? Why do people get so worked up about pineapple, Laura?
It's just, it's not a setting for fruit.
No.
It's just not a setting
It's the
for
fruit issue. My wife doesn't like fruit in salads. Like that's sort of an
Oh,
issue for her.
Okay.
Like sometimes you see strawberry or blueberries or whatever in like a green salad, and
Yeah.
she's a no on that. I'm more of a live and let live guy. You don't hear me freaking out about
Throw it
people's.
all on.
All right, Kellen. Jody said 49 people would say yes, pineapple goes on pizza. Do you think the actual number is higher or lower?
I'm going to say higher.
All right, Kellen thinks more people. You think more people are okay with pineapple on pizza? The actual number who said pineapple belongs on pizza is 45. It was just a little lower, in fact. So, Jody, you get control of the board. Do you want the red cards or the blue cards?
We're going blue today.
All right. Jody goes blue. You can watch this live on YouTube, by the way. We have a live feed of Laura flipping over your first card, which is a king. You start with a king. Nice. Nice opener, Jody. Higher or lower than a king?
I'll go lower.
Lower than a king? It is lower. It is a 4, and you're off to a very good start here.
Nice.
You can freeze at any point, but right now you're on a 4. Pretty good card. Want to go higher, lower, or freeze, Jody?
I'm going to go ahead and go higher.
All right, higher than a 4. Jody in Roseville, it is higher, and now you got a 7. One of those up the middle cards, always scary.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Freeze.
All right,
Freeze that one.
Jody freezes on the 7, and we're going to freeze as well. We'll take a quick break. Next question coming to Kellen. We're playing for $50. Gift card to any of the Jester Concept restaurants. Butcher and the Boar, they got that new patio. Starling in Edina, lots of great places for you to go visit. We'll be back with Card DeSharks in just a minute on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Full body skin checkup. It's not one of the things that most people are excited about getting. It's Jason here from my friends at DeRusH Dermatology. This time of year, I think more of us are thinking about our skin. You're worried about, sunscreen on those hot days. I'm going to the Twins game tonight. You want to make sure you've got that nose and those ears and everything protected. Full body skin checkup is such an important part of your overall skin health. And DeRusH Dermatology was the place I had my very first full skin checkup. I was a little nervous about it, right? Because my dad had all sorts of skin cancer. I had a couple of moles that maybe I waited a little longer than I should have to have them check out. But Dr. Mohiba Tareen and her team made me feel so safe, so comfortable. They just kind of envelop you in love and care. And I really recommend, if you've never had a full body skin checkup, get that baseline. For me, it was tremendous peace of mind to know that I had nothing to worry about, and also to know that I have a team of people looking out for me. DeRusH Dermatology has 9 locations. You can book your appointment online at any of them, and they're close to you now. They've got new locations just online in the last couple months in Lakeville and Lindstrom. They're in Eagan and Farmington. Hudson is a beautiful location. I go to Roseville. Go see them at Tareen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
Don't miss the savings during Running's Gift Card Bonanza. Shop in-store and online August 12th and 13th. Get a $10 gift card when you spend $100. Get a $25 gift card when you spend $200. And a $75 gift card when you spend $500. The more you spend pre-tax, the more you earn, in-store and online. Don't miss the Gift Card Bonanza at your local Running store. Shop any of our 90 locations or online anytime at Runnings.com. Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here from my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those sleep night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved sleep night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple, snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those sleep night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies help me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINNELEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Chad here for Aquarius, your authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Water is essential, but what if it came with sparkle and zero hassle? With Connecticut, enjoy softer skin, shiny fixtures, spotless dishes, and worry-free drinking water. It's home services made easy with 36 months, 0% financing during the State Fair Special. Schedule your free water analysis at AquariusHomeservices.com. Financing based on credit approval. Aquarius in Connecticut, earning the right to be recommended.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Card DeSharks in effect. We've got a nice couple of contestants, Jody in Roseville, Kellen in Minneapolis. Jody off to a 3-card lead. Kellen hoping to get a chance to get to the board. And Kellen, this next question goes to you. We're playing for $50 at Jester Concepts. So many great restaurants. Kellen, here's your question. We asked 100 single adults, would you go on a blind date arranged by your mom? How many single adults said, you know what? Sure. I'd go on a blind date arranged by my mom. Kellen, where would you land on that question?
That would be a big no.
I don't know. I mean, who would know you better? Like, why wouldn't mom be a great... No? Doesn't sound super appealing, I think.
No.
No. What do you think? How many said, sure, yes, I'll go on a blind date that mom arranged?
I would say 28%.
Kellen says 28%. Jody, would you ever consider such a thing, a blind date arranged by mom?
You know, I'm going to say no also, but in light of your previous one of these kids bringing their parents to their interviews, you know, perhaps we bring them on their first dates too. So.
Yeah, can't rule it out. I don't know.
Right,
right. Higher or lower than 28 then?
I'm going lower.
So you think, let me just make sure you have it, that we have it right.
Yes.
Kellen said 28 would go on a blind date arranged by their mom. You think lower than 28?
Yes, I think lower.
All right, Jody says lower. The actual number is 27.
Wow.
Kellen, I feel so bad for you. That was such a good guess.
Right.
Such a good guess. But Jody, you're on fire here. What can I say? Jody, you get control of the board. You have that 7 that you froze on. Because you got the question right, you can change the 7 if you'd like.
Yes, I'd like to change the 7.
All right, Jody gets rid of the 7 and it becomes an 8. Well,
that's EIGHT 8.
Yes. 8 it
now,
is.
Now what? I have to
now
pick
you
one
go
or the other?
Yep, higher or lower. You have nothing to lose because you froze. So flip the coin and what do you think?
Lower.
Lower than an 8. It is a 3. It is lower than an 8. And Jody, now you are 1 card away from that $50 gift card to any of the Jester Concepts restaurants. What are you going to do? Higher or lower than the 3?
Crossing my fingers on higher.
All right. Laura flips it. It's a jack. It is higher. Oh, my goodness. Kellen, you didn't even get a shot. You didn't.
Sorry, Kellen.
Sorry, Kellen.
Wow.
That's okay. You can get that butt cooler now.
Yes.
Kellen, I mean, why don't we have Kellen
at least let her
a couple
take a
cards
run
at
at it.
least. Laura's going to flip what you would have had. You would have had a 5. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher than a 5. It's a jack. Then you would have said?
Lower.
Lower than a jack. It's a 10. Then you would have said?
Lower.
Lower than a 10. It's a 4. Then you would have said?
Wow.
Oh, my.
Higher.
Yeah. 10. Oh,
Man, now she feels even worse.
I know. Usually people
Way
slip.
to go, Jason.
Usually people fail on that and everybody feels better. But now, what can I tell you?
Be a consolation prize.
Yes.
Do
Do you have any ties left?
Oh, you know what? Let's get Kellen's information. Well, I will send you a consolation prize. Jody and Kellen, you were both delightful. Thank you guys for playing. Good job.
Thank you.
Stay on the line. Dan will get both of your information. Jody is getting $50 at Jester Concepts, one of their great restaurants. They just opened a bunch of new spots in Excelsior. So go check out I'll be at their newest place in Excelsior. I think on Monday. I'm going Monday night.
Lovely. And we should tell people too, of course, if you're a big fan of Card DeSharks, come see us out at the State Fair here in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
We will have both Fridays. We will be out there playing Card DeSharks both days.
And you might need some guest card turners because I won't be there.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
There you go.
Somebody has to cover the dang news.
That's right.
Even during this fair.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Dan. Jody and Kellen, stay on the line. We are going to break. When we come back, Charlie Oakes. It's the Charlie Oakes cinematic experience. He just saw a movie called Weapons, and the buzz on this movie has been enough to make you maybe forget about Freakier Friday. We'll talk about all of that with Charlie in just a minute here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO. Call in.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
Make your point.
You're talking at two sides of your mouth.
Be heard.
I didn't like it at all.
Thank you for talking about this issue.
You got to take.
That is the greatest American thing we can do for one another.
Don't just listen. Come on, jump in.
You can't always be fair. The people we have in charge, they can't make a decision. This isn't something funny, and it should not be posted on social media.
Your voice matters here. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 612-324-5450. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number, 612-324-5450. 612-324-5450.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Storm season is here. That means nature's fury will cause damage to your roof. When it does, that's when you call Brian Job of Job Brothers Construction. Because they're local, they offer same-day, Twin City-wide emergency service. Job Brothers Construction will repair or replace your roof from nature's wrath. They'll also work with your insurance company to ensure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Brian and his team truly take the hassle out of a terrible situation. Working with Brian and his crew will give you peace of mind because it was done right. Just contact Job Brothers Construction for a no-obligation, free, and full inspection. Contact them online at jobbrothersconstruction.com. That's Jobe, Job Brothers Construction, handling all your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs. They'll even repair your roof from fallen trees. Joe Brothers Construction. They get the job done right.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Amber Scholl of Scholl and Associates American Family Insurance. You can find the crash cleared 694 eastbound near 35W. Traffic remains tight. Those who come in from Highway 100, North 169, watching slowdowns there as you come up pretty much from the crosstown. Heading up to Medicine Lake Road. If you're on 494 northbound, that's heading past Highway 7 up to County Road 6. You're also going to find delays in place 610 eastbound between Broadway over to 252. Protect what matters most with Amber Scholl of Scholl and Associates with American Family Insurance. From your home to your car to your dreams, Amber Scholl and her team are here to help you every step of the way. Call Amber Scholl today at 651-738-4811. To learn more, visit amfam.com. Jerry Peterson, New Talk 830 WCCL.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names that are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Herbert and Gerberts. Dan and I were just talking. I'm more of a Gerbert guy than an Herbert guy. It's up to you. They have nice sandwiches. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Expect some heavy rain and isolated thunderstorms tonight that will roll through mainly while we're sleeping. 72 the overnight low. Clouds early. We'll see more sunshine as the day progresses tomorrow with a high up around 85. You'll like that it won't be as humid. Sunday, partly cloudy, 86. Will stay in the mid to upper 80s for highs into next week.
Right now, it is hot, but not crazy hot. 90 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I would rather have a root canal with no Novocaine.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school. But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark. And they never came back.
Ooh, that is the trailer to the new movie Weapons, just out in theaters. And the reaction I have seen about this movie, a horror film, sort of a mysterious horror movie, has been through the roof positive. So we wanted to bring in our Gen Z movie critic for the Charlie Oaks Cinematic Experience. Charlie is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. You just saw this, right, Charlie?
I did. I actually just got chills from you playing that clip. I saw it last night, and I can confirm the positive reviews. It was outstanding.
What, I guess, give me a little summary of what this movie is, because you get a sense from the trailer just how mysterious and creepy and, but tell us what the movie's about.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of summed it up a little bit. It's these kids from this classroom go missing, all besides one. And the story kind of unfolds as to why only one kid didn't go missing and what happened to the others. And it kind of shows you through different perspectives on kind of what's going on in the town and how the characters interact. I thought it was really well done, very creative, completely original. It's up there with Sinners for best movie of the year for me.
Really? That good?
Yep.
Favorite actors or favorite performances in this one?
I'd probably say Josh Brolin or Julia Gardner, really. I mean, everyone was really good. Supporting cast was great. I thought it was very well casted. I was just reading an article that Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in this, but had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. So we would have had our fourth Pedro Pascal movie in a month. But no, regardless, I think it was very well casted. And I was really looking forward to this one. It was great to see opening night and to hear some of those crowd reactions.
Charlie Oakes is with us, and this movie just opened, right? So people can find that everywhere. It's looks like Rotten Tomatoes 96% score. So that is like people are loving it. Who would not like this movie? This is a rated R. Who would you not recommend it to?
Well, I wouldn't recommend it to children. We had a couple like 5-year-olds in our theater last night.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I was kind of shocked by that. So yeah, don't bring your kids to this one. But if you don't like, I guess, horror movies in general, this one definitely had a really good comedic element to it. So there was sort of that comedic relief where you don't have to watch the movie through your hand the whole time, kind of anticipating a jump scare. It wasn't like cheesy, jump scares just screaming in your face and, a movie you can kind of barely look at. It was more of a well thought out story with, a good mix of genre, certainly more comedic than I expected. So I honestly say if you're on the verge and you don't know if you might like it, just go for it.
All right. Very good.
Fun time.
Charlie Oakes, just saw Weapons, recommending that. This has been a busy month for movies. I saw Superman early this month. I like Superman. I know it's been sort of mixed reviews, but I thought it was pretty good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. It was fun, colorful. It was good action. I mean, once it kind of took off, it was nonstop, just nonstop entertainment. It's like, what more could you ask for a superhero movie?
Right. What else have you seen this month?
Well, I saw Fantastic Four. That was great.
Pick a side. Would you pick Superman or Fantastic Four?
Well, that's funny you asked that because I'm totally in favor of Marvel just in general over DC, but I do think that this Superman movie this year won me over. I think it was just so well done. And it's funny because actually the director, that James Gunn, is he directed the Guardians of the Galaxies. So those are Marvel. So you're definitely seeing some of his, what he can bring to the table with the Superman movie. So yeah, I'd pick that one. That's probably my number 2 of the year behind Sinners. Weapons number 3.
And Jurassic World was out this month as well. So quite a month. Do you get a sense that this is, I don't know, I guess I don't know if movies are ever going to be like fully what they were, but with the advent of streaming and everything, but it does seem like this has been a bit of a blockbuster month.
Yeah. And I think that's great momentum for the theaters. And I think we need that. And this is July. July is always a big month. We had Barbie and Oppenheimer, like what was that, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And next year we get a new Spider-Man movie and Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, both starring Tom Holland, all in the span of a week. So that, next year, July is going to be great. Next year in general for movies is going to be great. But I think, it's a good thing for the theaters. And I hope that, we can keep them alive.
One of our commenters on YouTube is asking about the new Naked Gun. So that movie also, did that just come out last week? I think the new Naked Gun. I've heard pretty good about
last week.
Have you seen that one?
I have not seen that one. I have heard it is hilarious. I've heard it's one of the best comedies in years. I really should get around to that this weekend. It's just amazing in it. So again, that's another one I've only heard positive things on. It's a lot more funny, I think, than people expected. So that's on the list.
Yeah, it is interesting to me where you say we haven't really had comedies on the big screen over the last couple of years. It's all been like horror or drama or like love stories. So it'll be interesting if people go back to see just a good old school comedy. Comedy has never been bigger. It's like half of my TikTok is comedians. So you feel like people want to laugh, but do people like this kind of storytelling, this kind of comedy? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like that's a good example of you just got to go in kind of knowing what you're going to get. It's not, it's not going to be some outstanding cinematic masterpiece,
right,
but if you go in ready to have a fun time and catch a laugh or two, I think it'll be a blast for you. And I think that this movie hopefully will set a nice trend for more comedies to start releasing more often.
I think a lot of people had some trepidation over this movie because it's been so long since the original, right? And
Yep.
obviously a lot has happened with one particular cast member who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
And what happened in his life. But I think they even make a nod to that in the movie. But it's like, can you really go back and capture that essence? And the Liam Neeson casting seemed, I don't think of him in comedy. I know he did some funny roles like in the Lego movie and stuff like that, but he just doesn't seem, okay, he's going to be super funny. But then they thought the same thing about Leslie Nielsen when he started those originals.
Same deal.
So, yeah. I think there's some trepidation, but I'm with you, Charlie. Everything I've heard about it says it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree about the Liam Neeson casting thing. But it's also like, think about their thought process there. They probably just said, hey, let's just go with Liam Neeson. And I think people are going to love it. I think for them, that was honestly a bold casting move. And I almost wonder if it's like the closer they got to wrapping up filming, they were like, yeah, this will totally work. Like this, we did a good job. And he's the right guy.
Texters are stepping up on Naked Gun. Jason, it's hilarious. There's a body cam part where Frank eats a Mexican lunch and it goes right through him. That's pretty good. Another texter says they definitely address. We're talking about O.J. Simpson, right? The cast member. Are we not allowed to say O.J.'s name? How PC has this show gotten? It's fine. So they address the juice in the movie. So pretty good. Charlie Oakes is with us. We're talking about the blockbusters of July and the start of August. We're getting kind of to that time of year where the studios start cramming out, get it out there, get these movies out there. What do you as we look towards the next couple months, what are you excited about? What are you anticipating?
I am looking forward to Caught Stealing, the new Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz movie directed by Darren Aronofsky. He directed Black Swan, and actually Black Swan is being re-released around his latest feature, which is Caught Stealing. So I'm really excited for that one. It was filmed in New York during the same time as Marty Supreme, which is Timothée Chalamet's new movie coming out Christmas. So I saw a couple behind the scenes photos, a little bit of overlap, which I thought was cool. But yeah, that's probably a big one for August. And also the original Jaws is being re-released in IMAX last week of August. So I'll be seeing that.
The original Jaws in IMAX. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And that's
So
does that line up?
It's
the 50th anniversary of Jaws, right? So that's why they're doing that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, pretty fun. It's always interesting to watch these older movies where you think, all right, like the special effects, obviously it's from, 50 years ago. Will Jaws on the big screen still sort of creep you out the way the original Jaws?
And the ultra big screen, if you're going IMAX, that's the part that I'm curious about is, how do you, I know there's a process by which you can take a movie not shot in IMAX and upgrade it like that, but I wonder how it holds up,
I know. I'm very curious to see it. But it's also like I'm excited to see the practical effects on the big screen. It's just, my motto is if it's in IMAX, see it in IMAX. That's the way it's intended. That's how you get the full immersive experience. And with that, Weapons, see it this weekend. Always, see these horror thriller ones when the crowd is packed. Better to do that than go alone because then it's really scary. So at least have some people around you. But yeah, it's this weekend at IMAX.
Jaws and Caught Stealing, both a couple ones to put on your calendar, but two way up for the movie you saw last night, Weapons. So check that out if you love a good kind of horror mystery movie. Charlie Oakes, really glad to have you on. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the chat, guys.
All right, Charlie Oakes. Charlie Oakes Cinematic Experience. We're going to break. Today is National Pickleball Day. Can you please explain the obsession to me? And we'll talk about what Dan is wrong about when it comes to a highway and an accident. Dan is wrong. It happens rarely, but we'll talk about it next.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, I just got word from J.H. & Sons that time is running out on their summer sale. It's Jason here for my favorite menswear store. This is the best men's clothing store at the Galleria in Edina, J.H. and Sons. They have a sale right now that I have already pulled a number of items from because it's up to 50% off on all spring and summer fashion. So you're talking about polo shirts, you're talking about button-up sport shirts, beautiful shirts that were around $200 are now $99. Great fabric, Italian fabrics, beautiful linen, all sorts of terrific stuff at J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. Now, I also found, I did pretty well. I actually was at J.H. and Sons twice this week. Denim, 50% off. Shoes, up to 40% off. All sorts of great stuff. And when it's gone, it's gone. So you got to get there right now or get there this weekend. J.H. and Sons is at the Galleria in Edina. It's the best service you'll ever experience in a clothing store. These guys will take care of you. They're experts. So say hi to Kevin. Say hi to Bryce. Say hi to Chuck. Tell them you heard it on Drive Time, but get to J.H. and Sons. You can sign up for their email list. You'll be the first to know about sales and special events. You can do that at jhandsons.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earn.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working north 169 beyond Brent Road off to the right side. It is slow between there and heading up toward Rockford Road. 694 westbound jammed up 35W to 252. Southbound 35 east, some slowing past Randolph to Highway 13. And things are slow for 494 eastbound as move between France Avenue heading up toward the Minnesota River Bridge. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034, or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Weather brought to you by B&M Tree Service. It's hot. It's going to be hot this weekend. Less humid tomorrow and Sunday than today, thank goodness, because it is sticky out there. 90 degrees right now. Tonight, in the overnight, we're looking at, for the Twin Cities, possible thunderstorms around 1 in the morning. So it's a good night to kind of, if you have a weather radio, make sure that's working, but make sure you have those weather alerts on your phone so you can get those updates in the overnight. Low of 72 tonight. Right now, it's hot. Twins game an hour away. It'll be 90 on CC.
Text in, call up, discuss. Now, the CCO talk and text line, 651-461-9226.
I guess the Twins game is 2 hours away. We got our pregame party. Henry Lake is going to be out at
Inbound.
Yes. Inbound Brewing.
Yes.
Which is pretty close to Target Field. So
great spot for before the game.
Go see Henry. He'll be live from 6 to 6:30.
And I heard Chris Tubb is buying everybody drinks. So,
hey,
find Tubbsy and say hello.
Nice. Very good. So today is National Pickleball Day. People love pickleball. Is the excitement of pickleball that you get to pretend that you're doing something athletic? Is that why people get so geeked out about it? What do you think? I mean, I've never seen my fellow old people get so excited about. I mean, maybe like my mom and Mahjong, the card game, like her level of excitement for that is similar to like Blois Olson's level of excitement about pickleball. Is there anything in you that has ever made you, Dan Cook, want to play pickleball?
Not necessarily, because I'm at a point in my life now where any athletic endeavor risks injury to my back. So no.
Yeah.
But I get it in the terms of it's like playing tennis only on a much smaller court, so you're not killing yourself running all over the place.
Yeah, true.
So I get the fascination with it.
It's pretty interesting. Like, I will be very curious if, like, the fascination is this a long-lasting thing, or is this going to be like the rollerblading of the 90s?
Fair question. You don't know.
Because they're building all these facilities, every community, and
but it's been around a fair while.
It's lasted longer than I thought it would. I did play it a couple of weeks ago.
With Blois?
No. I'm probably not like. Do you want to play a game like pickleball with your friends? Because I feel like there's certain people who just don't align on the level of competitiveness that you bring to an activity like that.
That is important. Yeah, you got to be on the same page there. It's no good.
Yeah, I have no judgment about like if you're hyper competitive or if you're not, but you don't want to have someone who's like a casual chill.
Right.
Yeah. So you weren't in a crash, but
no,
you encountered
thank God I was not. I encountered a crash on the way in today. And you're wrong about me being wrong, by the way. So I'm coming in to downtown on 394, and there happened to be a crash up around the Penn Avenue exit somewhere off on the right side. Okay. So traffic was all backed up because we were going 3 lanes down to 2 lanes, right? And I get that. So I'm trying to be patient. You know, people are ducking in and out of lanes, right, being foolish, but whatever.
Which is silly. You should pull over.
But as I'm in, first I start in the right lane, and I hear a siren, and I look in the rear view, and here comes an ambulance. So like a good driver, I and the rest of the crew all pulled over to the side of the shoulder to give the ambulance access to get through. No problem. I then make my way over to the middle lane, and now I hear more sirens coming and look in the rear view, and now here comes a fire engine in the right lane. So I'm out of the way already.
Yep.
People in the right lane get out of the way. Fire engine comes through, and now I notice there's 3 cars stapled to the back of the fire engine that are passing all these cars that have gotten out of the way for the emergency vehicle, thinking they're cooler than everybody else and are just going to skate by. Meanwhile, Mr. Armored Vehicle up front just about cuts one of them off because he's so angry and, caused almost another accident there. Thank God he didn't. But if you're following the emergency vehicle like that when everybody else is trying to get out of the way, you're a jerk. I'm sorry. You're a jerk. Just paw out of the way, let the emergency vehicle pass, and then get back in the lane and go. And I'm not wrong.
You're totally wrong. It's what this is like drafting behind a bicycle in a bike race.
You're not a NASCAR,
So
okay?
if
You're
you
not
get the
drafting.
chance. If you get the chance, and somebody's clearing that path,
what's the matter with you?
Seems harmless to me.
DC politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing these benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Jim Clouk, a.k.a. Check-A-Pro Joe here. Tune in this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for my show, the Check-A-Pro Radio Show. My expert guest this week is A1 Garage Door Service. For more information, go to checkapro.com.
One call, that's all. It's Chris Lindahl, and that's my promise to you. When you call us about getting a guaranteed cash offer on a house, you take a huge step toward getting a fresh start in life. Make the call today at 763-401-SOLD or go to chrislindahl.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune into the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
Minnesota's #1 for the latest breaking news. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Streaming live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There has been an arrest after a manhunt in Montana for a murder suspect. Michael Toscano has the latest.
Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton announced that 45-year-old Michael Brown was taken into custody alive after a 7-day search. Details of his arrest have not yet been released. Police say Brown opened fire in the Owl Bar in the rural town of Anaconda early last Friday, possibly escaping into nearby foothills in the northwestern part of the state.
And some breaking news at this hour. Emory University alerted students and staff today of an active shooter on their Atlanta campus. Few other details are known. On the day President Trump had set as a deadline for Vladimir Putin to come to an agreement on Ukraine, Trump has announced the two will meet shortly. It isn't clear where.
There's security arrangements that unfortunately people have to make. Otherwise, I'd do it much quicker. He would too. He'd like to meet as soon as possible. I agree with it.
There is no word on whether Ukraine's president is included. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
Trump is going to meet with Putin first, and that comes after Special Envoy Witkoff did and said there was a breakthrough. There was concrete evidence and details we finally got about what the Russians need to end the war. Now, we know the president has been talking with Zelensky, but wherever this is, it doesn't sound like he's invited to it.
Trump has reportedly signed a directive to the Pentagon to begin using military force against some Latin American drug cartels. CBS's Nicole Skanga has more.
Use of military forces to carry out what has primarily been a law enforcement responsibility to curb narco trafficking also raises a number of legal and even logistical questions. For her part, the Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum today said that members of the U.S. military would not be entering Mexico. In a statement, a White House spokesperson said only that President Trump's top priority is protecting the homeland.
The attorney for a Tennessee man who said he was hurting so bad during his execution this week says the man's implanted defibrillator did not shock him during the execution, but she said he clearly suffered, and there are many questions. The latest salvo in the Texas redistricting battle, Democratic lawmakers who fled the state will need to show up to collect their paychecks. House Speaker Dustin Burrows.
The Constitution forbids us from withholding pay. It does not dictate how we issue the pay. Those checks must now be picked up in person on Capitol grounds, effective immediately.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The Nasdaq Composite set a record. The Dow Jones Industrials were up 206 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 88 degrees, feeling like 98 with the humidity. I'm Laura Oakes. The DFL-endorsed candidate for Minneapolis mayor is under fire for violating the state's hands-free law twice within a year. According to court records obtained by the Star Tribune's Rochelle Olson, it could negatively affect State Senator Omar Fateh's campaign.
It is so dangerous, and it just suggests to me a level of arrogance and disregard for public safety. Now, I don't live in Minneapolis, so I don't need to make that decision. There are plenty of other factors I'd take into account, but boy, I don't like the look of it.
Olson telling WCCO's Chad Hartman in both cases, Fateh told the officer who pulled him over that he was looking at his GPS. He did pay fines in both cases. Fateh is a Democratic Socialist and Somali American. He has been a state senator representing Minneapolis since 2021. We have reached out to Fateh's campaign for comment, but have not heard back yet. A federal food lab on the University of Minnesota campus is getting a $500,000 grant to research how best to tap into the state's burgeoning hemp industry. U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar says the future of Minnesota's industrial hemp knows no bounds at the moment.
And so this research will show what can you do with this stuff and how can you use this for things like, believe it or not, concrete. They call it hempcrete. And we want Minnesota to be on the front line, just like we have been for biofuels, for sustainable aviation fuel.
Minnesota has more than 130 licensed hemp growers and 96 processors. Klobuchar secured another $500,000 in the recently passed agriculture funding bill for research on a harmful fungi that has resulted in devastating crop losses for Minnesota farmers. A legendary Minneapolis civil rights leader is upset with the chief of police.
It was reported that Chief Brian O'Hara said Spike Moss was inappropriate when telling recruits about violent actions in the past by the MPD. Moss says when building relationships, both the community and police have to be honest about the past, adding that O'Hara didn't live through many of those incidents.
You please got to understand, I'm a walking library of what I have witnessed. And so this is God's blessing to me, because they're all younger than me, to know that our children are going to be in safe hands. That matters to me.
Moss says he wants O'Hara to apologize to him in public. Other community leaders feel O'Hara should be replaced. In North Minneapolis, Al Schock, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Big weekend for Vikings fans with the first preseason game tomorrow afternoon with the Houston Texans coming to town for a 3 p.m. kickoff. Playing quarterback for the Vikings is J.J. McCarthy, the former first-round draft pick who missed all of last season with a knee injury.
Biggest priorities, I would say, is, just the overall, choreography of the offense and, making those right decisions and being able to function as one unit, one heartbeat, and, be all on the same page, execute, and, just fall on our football philosophy and have it come to life.
The regular season kicks off for the Vikings on September 9th. It's a Monday night in Chicago against the Bears. WCCO News Time is 5:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Fort Pilot Knob Road, heading out to Highway 5. If you could Sheldon Crosstown eastbound, got your slowdowns there. Tracy Avenue over to France Avenue, North 169, remnants of a crash off to the right side. Traffic through the area is moving fairly decent. It's more of a slowdown up ahead, Cedar Lake Road to Medicine Lake Road. Got your slowdowns place, West 694, no real surprise there, 35W over to 100. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Herbert and Gerbert's. Fresh ingredients on sandwiches always. And don't forget that soup. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect some heavy rain and isolated thunderstorms tonight that will roll through mainly while we're sleeping. 72 the overnight low. Clouds early. We'll see more sunshine as the day progresses tomorrow with a high up around 85. You'll like that it won't be as humid. Sunday, partly cloudy, 86. Will stay in the mid to upper 80s for highs into next week.
Mostly cloudy right now, 88, feeling like 98 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
One tap, one take, and boom, you're on the air. Come on, record a voice message on the Odyssey app, and you might just hear yourself.
Good afternoon. Just a couple of points I'd like to make.
On News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, I hope you are ready for a great weekend. I'm going to the Twins game tonight. Tomorrow, fun with the family. Trying to figure out what we're doing on Sunday. Hope you're getting out there and enjoying it. Lots of art fairs going on this week, and there's a big Nicollet Mall festival going on this weekend. So kind of this, I think it's like a chalk, like these chalk artists.
Well, they do that out in your hood, don't they?
They do a big Maple Grove. They bring in professionals from around the country. Who decided chalking is going to be a thing? Like chalking was just, I don't know, when we were in college, you'd chalk like where the parties were.
Right.
Like where the meetings were.
And then like businesses that didn't want to pay for full signs would do that.
You chalk, and now they're like, these are just incredible art.
It's art. It's great.
And then the rains come and it washes
it all away.
But that's
right into the river and poisons the fish. No,
is that what we're going to do someday?
I mean, someday somebody's going to turn on it. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
What we do.
I have nothing negative to say about chalk. Nothing negative. I am curious.
Here it comes.
Well, I was going to say something about.
Now we've reached the portion of the show where Jason immediately contradicts him.
Well, not on this topic,
okay.
but like, is anybody remembering the soup? I mean, what we got these, we got this ad, and God bless.
No, that's why the ad says you have to remember the soup because people keep forgetting.
I mean, there is a season to soups. It's called soup season, and it's SOUPSZN, soup season, and it does not start on August 8th. We can forget the soup. Herbert, Gerbert, get it together. Or one of you, get it together. Let's do the lead.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRUSH Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And we start with, well, a little bit of concern, as tonight the Minnesota Lynx have a home game. It starts in about an hour and a half, and throughout the WNBA there has been time after time of idiots throwing sex toys on the court. Offensive for obvious reasons,
yes.
That whenever you throw anything on the court, you could seriously injure someone. And triply more offensive because this again goes to an overall issue with sexualizing sexual assault. This is essentially that It's the latest version, is what Cheryl Reeves said yesterday. It's the latest version of sexualizing women. And I think Dan, there's no arguing with that.
There is no arguing with it. And making this story quadruply stupid, to follow up your triply, is the fact that this has now apparently been tied into some sort of crypto bro scheme, some sort of meme coin chain,
right?
Where they're all plotting online as to who's going to be next and which game they're going to be at. And apparently these things are all a specific color to, let everybody know that this was their I mean, go outside for a walk. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is just beyond stupid. And people are getting arrested, should be arrested, and they should arrest everybody that even has talked about this thing online like that, trying to set it up, because it's just ridiculous.
A guy was arrested for throwing a sex toy on the court on July 29th in Atlanta. Same guy threw another one on August 1st. And then another man was arrested after he threw a sex toy in the crowd at a Mercury game on Tuesday.
Because he didn't have a good enough arm to get it onto the floor.
But there's another investigation into an incident in New York. Part of the challenge in this is that security has no real way to detect it. The WNBA at some arenas has tightened up the bag policy, but there's nothing stopping you.
Unless you're going to start doing pat downs to everybody walking in the building.
Disappointing, and let's hope tonight no issues for the Minnesota Lynx as they are playing right here at Target Center. Next up, there is a bottleneck, major bottleneck, when it comes to getting legal cannabis in Minnesota. Adult use dispensaries are ready to open. Many Minnesotans are ready to buy legal cannabis. Licenses have been issued. But there's one major issue. To get insight, we talked to Jason Tarasek, a cannabis attorney who has really been one of the biggest experts on this from a legal perspective here in the state of Minnesota. Jason's on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. And that one issue is, it's the product. There's just not enough product, right?
Yes, there is. We will have for the near term a product shortage. Because at this moment, the only folks growing in the state of Minnesota legally are our tribal nations, our 2 medical providers, and a handful of microbusiness licensees who probably planted their crops within the last couple of weeks. So those won't be ready for a while.
We just don't have product. We don't have enough product out there, right?
Correct. I mean, most states allow their existing medical providers to simply convert over and serve the adult use market. We are not allowing that to happen. So unlike a lot of other states that transition from medical to adult use, we will have a product shortage for the near term.
This is a logistical challenge that was foreseen, right? We sort of knew this was going to be the reality, didn't we?
We did. There have been a lot of hiccups along the way. I mean, there was a
Jason, that is maybe one of the biggest understatements I've ever heard about the role of there were
yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know, we're on
I'm trying to be kind.
I mean, there's no reason now, let's be honest, we had struggles getting someone to head up the State Department. We had delays and delays and delays. I mean, there have been a number of issues with it.
Yes, but I mean, had the plan gone a little better, we would have had plants in the ground last year. And unfortunately, there was a lottery for certain social equity folks that was canceled for a variety of reasons. But we are where we are. I think it's fair to say this year is going to be a soft launch, and 2026 will be the year Minnesota cannabis really comes online.
Explain a little bit as we talk with Jason Tarasek, who is an attorney, specializes in law around cannabis. When we look at the bottlenecks and the delays, some of this is just how long it takes to grow a cannabis and plant and harvest it, which is about 80 or 90 days. But the other part of this is that this is going to be an inspected, regulated market. So you have to wait for some of that to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, my boss likes to joke that when a state first legalizes cannabis, it's treated a little bit more dangerously than plutonium. So we are treating it very carefully with a seed to sale tracking system that will be required of every business in the chain. I'm hopeful we'll have some product on the shelves by the end of the year, but we'll see.
What is the number one, when you look at once this actually gets cranking, what is the one thing in the system that has you, I don't want to say concerned, but has the potential for derailing things even further?
Well, it gets a little wonky, bear with me, but the absence of testing labs is making me nervous because we only have one serious contender at the moment. I think there are others in the pipeline, but there's only one existing lab in the state. And then all of our hemp-derived products are going to be needed to be tested in state labs as of the first of the year. So that's just a lot of burden to be placed on one lab. So the sooner we can get more labs online, the better, because there's going to be a bottleneck. You simply can't process all that product through one lab.
Makes sense.
At least on a timely basis.
Yeah. Jason Tarasek, we appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
And sad news, a real American icon is our last item in the lead. James Lovell has died. Most famous as the commander of the Apollo 13 to this generation, perhaps because the movie. Tom Hanks played James Lovell.
But do you know James Lovell was in the movie?
I did know he was in the movie. I also know that the famous phrase, Houston, we have a problem, is not exactly the correct.
Yeah, a little off.
It was close.
Yes, very close.
The real phrase was from both the command module pilot,
Jack Swigert,
and Lovell repeated it. And they said, Houston, we've had a problem. Dan, you and I were talking about this before, and you said James Lovell is perhaps the greatest astronaut in American history.
I think you can make that argument. I think when you look at first of all, you go back to his naval service and the way he served his country there. Then he comes into the NASA program in the second round after the Mercury astronauts. He flies twice on the Gemini project, which of course was all set to, set up the Apollo project. Then not only is he the commander on Apollo 13, but people forget he also flew on Apollo 8. Apollo 8 was the first mission to actually orbit the moon, where human beings orbited the moon. And in both cases, interestingly, it wasn't they're doing different missions than they were designed to do. He was originally not supposed to be on 13. He got moved up when the original crew had an issue. On Apollo 8, the mission wasn't originally to orbit the moon, but the CIA got wind that the Soviets were going to do a moon orbit. So they changed the entire mission of Apollo 8 so that it would include a moon orbit so they could say they did it first. And so just the amount of science and engineering and piloting and all the things that go in to operating those missions beyond his heroism on Apollo 13, which is enormous. I don't know anybody in the service, and I obviously am not familiar with every single astronaut there's ever been,
right.
But I think on a very short list of who the greatest astronauts in United States history are, he's got to be right at the top.
James Lovell grew up in Milwaukee, and he was born in Cleveland, but he grew up in Milwaukee. Went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
So clearly a very man of high intelligence.
Died at the age of 97. That is the DeRUSH Hour news headline. The lead. It's time for page 2. Lots of good stuff for you on page 2 today, including Stillwater hesitating about the idea of having that social district where you can walk around with a drink. Fascinating story on the impact of wake surfing on Minnesota lakes, and a birthday for Gunflint Lodge.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Thielen Meats of Pierce is where tradition meets taste.
Family grown, employee owned. We've mastered the art of meat.
That's why we're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
And we're located right here in Pierce.
Check out our mouthwatering selection at thielenmeats.com.
Better yet, stop in and see for yourself. We're serving up love one cut at a time.
Thielen Meats, from our family to your feast.
No meals complete. without feeling meets of peers.
Advantage Seamless Gutters is now Advantage Home Pros. New look, same pros. Still locally owned and now taking care of all your gutter and roofing needs. Don't spend your weekends on a ladder cleaning your gutters when you could be spending time with family and planning that summer trip. Trust your local gutter pros, Advantage Home Pros. Now your local custom roofing pros. With the highest quality workmanship and materials, our trained, knowledgeable local pros can handle it all. Trust the pros. AdvantageHomePros.com.
Postman Law is about winning. If you've been hurt in a crash, on the job, or anywhere else, we fight to get you the most compensation possible. With over $3 billion recovered, our track record speaks for itself. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. Speed, ease, and results. Offices, Minneapolis.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device, work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers, and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Page 2 of the DeRUSH Hour news headlines. We do this every day from 5 to 5:30. You can check the podcast immediately after and listen to it at night or the next day. Find that on the Odyssey app or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It seems like a no-brainer, but Stillwater is not sure they want you to be sipping and strolling.
No soup for you. Come back 1 year.
No sip. No sip for you. You can have, don't forget the soup, whatever you do. Pioneer Press reporting that city officials in Stillwater, this is amazing to me, because if there's any city in this area where this makes so much sense, downtown Stillwater is very compact. There are a number of bars. It'd be very fun to go to Lolito, have a drink, walk over to Lolo, walk over. I mean, it's go up to the wine bar up the hill. Mixed opinions. The mayor says, I think it could be a net positive. The question is it worth the effort to go through it? So they do a survey. 50% of the 425 who responded were against the idea. 44% were in favor. Most downtown residents are worried about public intoxication, rowdy or obnoxious behavior, overconsumption, underage drinking, litter,
And my favorite, the environmental impact of single-use plastic cups. Now, if that is your concern, I got an idea as to where you can stick that single-use plastic cup. Now, is the benefit really there? Well, who knows? Stillwater's doing fine. They don't really need it. It's been successful at Anoka. The police chief says, I have no concerns about any of this stuff. We respond to behavior. So if people are acting like fools, we go do it. Fascinating story from Fox 9 on the impact of wake surfing on Minnesota lakes. Underwater turbulence from wake surfing can adversely impact Minnesota's lakes, report Fox 9. This is so fascinating to me. Researchers with the St. Anthony Falls Laboratory conducted a multi-year study out on Lake Minnetonka. They took out a bunch of different power boats. They put underwater sensors. They put all sorts of cameras. And the principal investigator of the research says it is significant. Boats are getting bigger. They're more powerful. That energy is going into the water, and it is impacting the water column and the lake bed. The study found turbulence from wake boats can stir up sediments in the water. So that releases phosphorus and other nutrients, and that can lead to excessive algae growth. And that adversely impacts lakes. Now, if you've never seen a wake surfing boat, you might wonder what's the big deal. We've always had boats. We've always had boats kicking up wakes. But a wake surfing boat, it's next level wake. Pretty interesting stuff. So check this out on the fox9.com webpage. The boating industry has their own studies, of course, including one that says the environmental impact is minimal. But the study is co-authored by employees of a boat manufacturer. So who knows? Gunflint Lodge is turning 100 years old.
The Gunflint Trail is a legendary 57-mile national scenic byway in northeastern Minnesota that offers spectacular views.
I love this story in the Minnesota Star Tribune by Simon Peter Grosvenor. Really a beautiful story about one of the longest drives a city dweller can make and still be in Minnesota. You take 4 hours up the interstate, along the North Shore, into the Arrowhead, and then you start going up at Grand Marais. And all of a sudden, you're in this dense boreal forest, glacial lakes, deep in the Superior National Forest. You are at the Gunflint Lodge. It was started in 1925 by a couple of Chicago natives. You know, Dan, once again, just showing the lasting contribution that Chicago natives have made to the state of Minnesota.
You're still not one of us.
What a gift. What a gift we are to you. To everyone, really, if you think about it. So it's just going to be a rustic fishing and hunting outpost on the south shore of the Gunflint Lake. Close enough to Canada, but not quite. The view is the same, but the Gunflint Lodge is bigger. Fishing, hunting, still a big deal. A launching point to paddle into the million-acre BWCA. Pretty cool story about all of the generations who ran this place. And today, the owners, John and Mindy Fredrickson, worked. Mindy was a lawyer for Delta. John worked in telecom. And by the it was really over the last decade, they had never been in hospitality. But they decided, you know what, this would be amazing. We see ourselves not as the new owners, but as stewards of this great place. Pretty cool. That is page 2 of the DRUSH Hour News headline. Next, let's talk baseball. Twins baseball at home. The Royals in town. I've seen a lot of people in Royals jerseys walking around in downtown Minneapolis today. Dan Hayes joins us to talk about really what has been a surprising week as a Minnesota Twins fan for different reasons that last week was so surprising. Dan joins us next.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Why is the corn dog stand always closest to the exit? Who really controls the daily parade route? And how deep does the butter sculpture ring go? This year, News Talk 830 WCCO is blowing the lid off the biggest cover-up in Minnesota history, the Deep State Fair. We'll be live every day uncovering the hidden truths fairgoers were never meant to hear. Join WCCO at the Minnesota State Fair. The truth is out there, probably near the dairy barn.
Most data breaches don't come from hackers. They come from old laptops and phones sitting in closets. Studies reveal that these neglected devices are a leading cause of data breaches. Recycling your electronics protects your data and the planet. At Electronics Recycling of Minnesota, we offer free, secure recycling services for both individuals and businesses, with certified data destruction options available as well. Protect your data. Protect the environment. Learn more at ecyclemn.com.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 612-324-5450. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 612-324-5450. 612-324-5450.
612 Saturdays are back at Target Field. Enjoy $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food when gates open.
I'm from the 952. Can I enjoy 612 Saturdays?
The 952 is welcome.
I'm from the 218.
218, 651. Everyone is welcome at 612 Saturdays.
I'm from the 313. How about me?
That's Detroit.
Yeah.
Sure. Enjoy the weekend wind-up with 612 Saturdays presented by Carbliss. $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food. When we're together, the Twins rise as one. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
When you're in pain, you need the Good Feet store. Do not waste another minute suffering from foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call for the Good Feet store for your no-obligation custom fitting. You will immediately feel the difference.
I walked right into the Good Feet store and I tried the Good Feet Arch Support System, and my hip pain is gone, went away.
The Good Feet Arch Support System are designed to put your foot in the most ideal position, redistributing the body weight more evenly, helping to relieve pain and stress in the body.
That nagging pain in my lower back, gone instantly thanks to the Good Feet supports.
Good Feet store has over 350 styles and sizes to relieve your pain. Call for your personal fitting.
And I have never had a problem since. I can walk in heels again, and it's great.
Call 855-554-3338. Step into pain relief.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Got some slowdowns west 94, 280 into downtown Minneapolis. Also some slowing for west 94 as you make way between Brockton Lane, heading up into Rogers, 10 westbound, some congestion, Egret, then over to Hanson Boulevard. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw & Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw & Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys. Here's Chris Schaefer.
One more round of showers and thunderstorms will be moving across the state overnight tonight ahead of a cold front. 72 the overnight low. Clouds will be clearing out throughout the day tomorrow. 85 the high and less humid, so getting much more comfortable. Sunday looks pretty great, partly cloudy with a high of 86.
Sun just popped out in downtown Minneapolis. It is 89 degrees and humid and sort of gross here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
Management should have pulled the plug. You don't even care that much about
No,
this
I
stuff.
love this stuff. It's mind-boggling. It's a beautiful thing.
But the people like it.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Well, wouldn't it be the most Minnesota thing ever if the Twins, after selling off their team, made a run? They're not that far out of the third wild card slot. Dan Hayes, I don't want to get too carried away. Dan Hayes with The Athletic is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. I don't know, Dan, why not? Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's have some fun. I don't think so.
You don't think so? They just took down. No, that's nothing.
Detroit is weak right now. Detroit is going through a rough spell.
Why do you have to take this from us? We took down Detroit.
Hey, it was a fun road trip, which is weird to say because, last Friday when we were talking and we were in the middle of all that noise in Cleveland. I mean, that was kind of symbolic for what was going on with the Twins team. It's been a nice little couple days. They're playing refreshed. They're fun. They're running the bases, going first to third, trying to steal, just looking to do some little things. I mean, that's what they got at this point is to lean into that pretty heavy. And I wouldn't even say it would be like a stretch to think maybe they could play the same or better than they have for the season. They were 51 and 57 at the break. It wouldn't shock me if they could match that or play even a little bit better. But any tight games, any close games, that bullpen's going to be stretched so thin that they're going to have to win with offense. And we have not been able to see them sustain that all year. So it's really going to have to wake up.
Luke Keeschall has been so exciting. Talk a little bit, because he broke his forearm in April. He's 22. One of the top prospects in all of baseball. Tell us what we should know about Luke Keeschall.
Okay, first of all, let me just say how weird and how fitting it is of his injury. Kyle Hendricks, the pitcher that hit him and broke his forearm, is one of the best command pitchers in all of baseball and has been for the last 15 years. That was that night where the Angels played that 6:30 West Coast start and flew out following the game and got here at like 4 a.m. And Hendricks chose not to fly ahead. He flew with his team. He walked 5 guys. He hit 2 batters. Keeschall breaks his forearm. I mean, the idea that is how that happened is surreal. And it's just kind of what the Twins' luck was. But this is a really talented guy. He started moving up the prospect charts last year, second rounder from 2023. Was a small guy growing up and kind of grew into skill set and, he basically physically matured. And, he is one of those guys that plays hard. He's kind of infectious. When you watch him, it's funny, even when he takes the throw from the catcher at the end of inning warmups, he slaps the glove down to the ground. I mean, he's an intense guy on the field, but, he really likes just, fit in around, or he can fit into what his team is. He's not looking to be like the big thing. But, by doing that, he was the number 62 prospect on MLB's rankings a week ago. But he can hit, he can run hard, he's fast, and now we can see he's got a little bit of power. I mean, he's hitting doubles, homers, and to hit a home run in that first at bat back after being out since April 25th was really, really just, it kind of speaks to who he is. I mean, we've seen this before with Royce Lewis. I think there's probably more speed component. Royce Lewis is not as quick as he was when he got drafted, and I think that Keishel's probably a little bit smaller and faster, but there's a lot there to like.
Dan Hayes is with us from The Athletic. One of the pieces he wrote this week was all about Luke Keishel. Alan Roden is another one that you wrote about. I mean, part of what we're going to do at the end of this, the end, we still have a third of the season to go, but part of the fun, if you're a Twins fan and you're ready to like not punish the team for the trade or for the fact that like the situation got to what it is that caused a need for such a fire sale. Looking to see who are some of these guys who are getting a chance and will be stepping up in the years to come. Alan Roden is another one you wrote about.
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy. Really great numbers in the minor leagues. He's 24, almost 25. But in 1,300 plate appearances in the minor leagues, 165 walks, 165 strikeouts. So he does not chase a lot. In the majors, he's had trouble making that stick so far. I think he's like 32 strikeouts to 8 walks. But, I talked to people outside the organization, talked to the Twins too, obviously. But people outside think the performance was really consistent and there's a real chance there that there's a player. I believe he snuck into the top 100 prospects last year. He's a stocky looking guy, but he's a better defender than kind of the current group that they have in the corners. Another left-handed hitting outfielder, man, the Twins have a lot of those. And fans they look at that and they go, we needed another left-handed hitting outfielder.
Yeah.
But they really, he's an interesting guy. I think he's technically is a physics, I think he graduated with the physics degree. And so he is a rocket scientist. That's not a joke. His parents may even be, and yeah, Creighton guy. But he's the first guy that showed up, the face of these new moves. And that's sort of a lot to handle. I mean, there were 8 guys that showed up brand new last week. He's the only one that had been acquired. And fans are going to be hard on him for that reason, because he's the guy that came over for Louis Varland, him and Kendry Rojas, and Rojas threw last night at AAA and looked pretty good. There's a lot of talent that's interesting to look at. I think looking at the rankings right now, the Twins have 6 top 100 prospects. And look, that doesn't mean anything unless they pan out, but it is good to have that much talent. And Kendry Rojas, the other guy that came over in that Varland trade, is just outside that top 100. So there is a lot of top heavy talent in the Twins system right now. There's like 4 guys at AAA. Keishel will graduate from that list, but it's going to be an interesting time just to see what they have over these next 50 plus games, whatever it is. And I think we will see the pitchers, Mick Abel and Taj Bradley, sooner than later. But, I think the Twins are kind of letting them get used to the system and work on the things that they were working on when they were at AAA before they got sent down.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting, that the sort of the patience that the team is showing when they're in a situation where they could use some more arms,
Oh, yeah. No, they could. Absolutely. But also, they're looking big picture with these guys. Taj Bradley a year ago was a very good starter in the majors, and his split finger has not been as effective this year. I think they want to help him get it back to where it's the pitch it was last year. And then you pair that with his fastball. That guy is that's looking like a really good trade, because he's only 1 year and change into his major league career. He's young. That's the Griffin Jacks trade. Mick Abel, this is a guy that was thought of needs a change of scenery because he's had command issues when he was in Philly. But I think that, let him get there, get accustomed. I don't think they want to rush these guys and kind of just figure out what they have first and go. But you're right. I mean, fans want to see some of these guys at the major league level. They do need pitching, but they need bullpen more than anything.
Right.
And these guys don't really, at least right now, they don't project the bullpen.
Dan Hayes is with us from The Athletic. You can read his stuff at theathletic.com. on the New York Times as well. So how do you think, why don't we do this for the temperature of the team? We're going to take the temperature of the team. Dan will play the thing. But I want to assess the temperature in this question. How did the remaining Minnesota Twins and the new players handle the heat that came with the massive trade?
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Get your wireless meat thermometer now at chefiq.com.
All right, so the heat was on. This could be a situation where the team would just be on fire. They would be burned. How do you feel these guys handled what is like, look, they're professionals. You can handle the fact that you got to go out and do your job and play your game, but they're also people and guys that they were playing with as they came up through the minors. I mean, some of these guys have relationships for years and years and years. Their families were friends and on and on. How do you think the remaining players handled the real pressure cooker and the heat they were in?
I think they did really well. Look, Joe Ryan told us on Friday night last week that he thought he had been traded, and this post-start. And because he was starting on Friday, they didn't actually talk to him until Saturday to say, no, we didn't try to trade you. And you know what? That one, you might want to have called him or his agent on Thursday and said, we did not try to trade him. But also, they were just overloaded with so many things to do. And I understand that they had to put together the roster. But, Ryan Jeffers, there were a bunch of guys sitting in the room with Louis Varland, with Griffin Jacks, and watching them get traded away and thinking that Joe Ryan had been traded. So to go from that to going 3-3 on the road trip, and they were competitive in all those games. They led the game in Detroit that they lost. There was just not enough bullpen to close it out, and they got walked off twice in Cleveland, or eighth inning in the Saturday night. They played really well. They responded really well. I think that there is some youthful energy going on right now with this team. I think sort of the pressure is off. And let's be honest, Carlos Correa was making all that money and was not performing.
Yeah.
And they've inserted some guys, and they're hitting a little bit better. And by the way, Correa is hitting great since he got to Houston. So it's just sort of like maybe the break. Who knows? Maybe there's just the pressure is off. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a little bit lighter in the clubhouse. There was a lot of fun had. And I also think that, they got away from a few of those bigger guys. Honestly, it's really the guy that was the most unathletic guy they had is Correa. But they've definitely tried to push this aggressive style a little bit. And I think that players are really adapting well to it for not a ton of guys on this roster are capable of it, but it's been good. It's too bad there's not any more bullpen to
right.
Going.
Yep. You got to get a lot of runs and maybe not worry about it as much. And as you said, we haven't seen much of that this season. Dan, I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too, Jason. Thanks.
5:50. Henry's going to get you pregame activity. I'm going to be at the game tonight, so say hi if you see me. Dinner with strangers. My week of hanging out with people I'd never met before. We'll talk about that.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is Minnesota Pork Weekend. It's Jason here for my friends, 3,000 family farmers working so hard every corner of the state. I love our Minnesota pork community, and I want you to find out what pork can do for you. So versatile, so full of flavor. We talk about the benefits when it comes to high protein, lean, delicious is going to be number one every day. If you go to mmpork.com, click on Pork 101, there's so many recipes there that can give you inspiration for something to cook up this weekend. But I don't know, do you need a recipe? Because let's be honest, you're going to fire up that grill, you're going to barbecue some ribs, maybe this would be a good weekend for a bone-in pork chop. I don't know that you need anything more than salt and pepper on those beauties. That's part of the magic. Bacon is just the beginning when it comes to Minnesota pork. Get to the grocery store, get to the butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner this weekend. Oh, yeah.
Homes aren't one size fits all, so why should your home insurance be any different? Farmers Home Insurance Packages offer coverage options you can tailor to fit you. Discover straightforward home coverage options and more by calling Farmers Agent Brad Sanford at 651-690-2076. That's Brad Sanford at 651-690-2076.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple, snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those Sleep Night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies help me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINILEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
I'm Kristen Press. And I'm Tobin Heath. We're World Cup winners, Olympians, and the hosts of The Recap Show.
Every week, we sit down with the icons, disruptors, and game changers on the field and beyond it to talk victories, heartbreaks, and everything in between.
We've built a space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves.
Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
West 94 slowing past County Road 81 up to Highway 101 as you make way into and through Rogers. If you're going to be traveling 394 eastbound, got some heavy stuff there as you come in from Park Place Boulevard into downtown Minneapolis. In 35W northbound, looking good right now from Highway 36 all the way up toward the area of the Forest Lake Split. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034. Or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by B&M Tree Service. If you're going out to the Twins game tonight, it's going to be about 89 degrees at first pitch. Woo! A little steamy. Tonight, we only get down to 72. Thunderstorms possible in the overnight hours. The latest I saw from the Weather Service is looking at about 1 a.m. We're sort of the bullseye time for the storms right in the metro. Tomorrow, 85 is the high. A little less humid, a little more sun. Should be nice. Right now, 89 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
So over the last week, I've been hanging out with strangers. Well, they were strangers. They're not now. I am an advocate for striking up conversations with people you don't know. And part of this weird job that I have sometimes has me having dinner with people I've never met before. Over the last week, we had 2 nights where we were hanging out with people who are auction winners from our Beat Blood Cancer radio auction. So I just wanted to take a second to thank Certix. Certix hosted an in-home wine tasting, which was pretty amazing. That was at Beth's house out in Dayton. Bunch of nurses, neighbors, really cool. And then Jester at Burrow, Lauren from Mankato, won that. We had a great night with Lauren over at Burrow and then Butcher and the Boar. So this weekend, maybe say a hi to someone you've never met before. Maybe you want to head over to Inbound Brewing and see Henry Lake, who's hosting a pregame before we get to the Twins game tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Henry coming up next. We'll see you next week.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. And if you want to sell your home for the most money possible, the right